Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. Wanted to do a video kind of like a follow-up for our post-accident video. Also kind of touch base on the whole eating disorder recovery thing as well. I'm going to apologize in advance for a couple things. One, again, sorry for the crappy video quality. I'm just too tired to get up and look for the webcam. It's somewhere. I just don't want to deal with it, so my apologies. Better nothing than nothing, I guess. Second of all, I'm really sorry, but I'm kind of having a rough night, so don't look at all that great and don't sound all that great, but that's mostly just allergies that's making me sound like crap. Yeah, so I'm sorry if I get a little spacey or weird tics, but that's like kind of the whole point of this channel, I guess, is real life for us. No, like, pun intended or anything, is we do have rough nights and we do get twitchy and quirky and weird sometimes just because anxiety and sensory issues and all that good fun stuff. So apologies for that. Pay no mind. So yeah, those are my upfront apologies. So anyways, getting right into it, I did wind up going to the doctor and the chiropractor. I've gone to the chiropractor more times than I ever care to be in my life, actually. I know some of you were asking about, like, if I knew what my injuries were or something along those lines, and pretty much basically the extent that we know for sure is that I have a bulging disc in my back, and I'm still, like, muscle strains and stuff that are pretty much a given with any kind of auto accident and whatnot, so those are pretty minor, sore but minor, nothing to really worry about. And obviously whiplash, which is again common with a car accident, so nothing to worry about. And the one thing that the chiropractor realized that made a lot of sense as to why I was having problems feeling my legs and why they were going to sleep and feeling weak was my hip was pretty offset, so it wasn't like dislocated, but you have your hip socket. It kind of looks something like this in a really bad example, but it looks generally like this. And then you have the ball of your hip, which is kind of the joint part. And it's supposed to be, they're supposed to fit like right inside each other like that. And mine was sitting like that. So pretty far offset. So basically, had I moved the wrong way, I could have dislocated my hip. So he reset it and it's all fine now. I mean, not all fine, but it's back where it needed to be and everything. And I'm now doing physical therapy and chiropractic care 3 times a week. Fun. Actually, it's really not fun. To be honest, it really freaking sucks. It's really time consuming and it makes my schedule really busy, and it's hard because it just sucks, but I can tell it's helping, so it's one of those things that I have to do, if I want to get better. So, yeah. That's about as much as I know as far as injury-wise that don't really matter in my book, but, excuse me. And I do have an MRI scheduled for Tuesday, which is awful. I hate MRIs, I can't stand them, and it's actually, I don't even know if I can make it through it without panicking, so fingers crossed everything will go okay. I haven't had an MRI in years, so for good reason. Yeah, so there's that. And we are feeling better. Other thing is, we are now back to work. We've been back at work for, I think, 5 days now. Actually, we got cleared to go back to work 5 days ago, and this week has been hell as far as work goes. I pulled the first as far as work goes, which was I did 4 days of work back to back. Typically, usually my schedule works out where I only have 2, maybe 3 days of work in an entire week, and they're never back to back. Yeah, and the average is actually like 2, occasionally 3. Like every other week I'll have 3 days of work. So it's really not many hours, but it's what I can do right now. And this week I have had 4 days of work, and they've all been back to back, which has been rough, but it's also been double rough because I've had a lot of work. So like Thursday I worked from 8 o'clock till midnight, which meant I didn't get home until like 1 o'clock in the morning. No, I got home at like 12:45, doesn't matter. But I basically went to bed at like 1 in the morning. Then Friday I had to get up at like 5 to be at work at 6:30 in the morning. And then I had like a couple hours off, and then went back to work at 2:32 to like 5. And then Saturday I worked like a 6-hour shift up until about 11, and then today I did a 13-hour shift. So I got home at like 11:30 last night. But unfortunately I was so tired that I had to take a caffeine pill, which meant I didn't go to bed until 1. And then I was back up at 4:30 this morning to go to my next family, and I did a full 13 hours straight. So it was the longest I've ever done in one stint, really. Yeah, I think that actually was the longest shift I've done since last summer. Anyway, so it was really tiring, and work's been hell. We didn't realize how much of a toll it would take on us physically. We're really sore, and there's just some things we used to do that are just harder. Like, I didn't realize how difficult picking up a basket of laundry would be, but it's hard, it's heavy, and it hurts, and it's really draining. I don't know if any of you have chronic pain, but that kind of tiredness that chronic pain causes, it's kind of like the same thing, except it's not chronic pain and it'll go away eventually. But yeah, so right side, we're back to work and we get to see all our kiddos again and all our people, but I'm busy and I have stuff to do, so that's bright side of it. Crappy side of it is I'm exhausted and I hurt, and yeah, I'm exhausted and I hurt. So there's that piece. And anyways, this next part of the video might have to roll into a second video. I'm not sure. Man. Yeah, might have to go into a second video, but so as some of you may already know, or anyone who's watched some of my older excuse me, my older videos, I'm kind of been working on anorexia recovery. Yeah. So we kind of, basically tried to start recovering, and it's been an adventure, that's for sure. But so basically, long story short, and yeah, now that I think about this, I might make a second video on this, because this is getting kind of long. So I'll just do kind of a summary of it, and then do a second video, I guess. I'm sorry, you guys. I have like some sensory shit going on, so I'm squinting my eyes and making a weird face. I'm not mad. It's just a weird thing I do to block out the light. So basically we wound up making kind of like goal weights for us to achieve, trying to get up to a healthy weight. It makes me sick just thinking about it, but whatever. And long story short, we pictured it in our head hitting our goal, like meeting our goal, and in our head, like, it was great and we were totally fine with it. But that day came, like 2 or 3 days ago, on Friday, I think. Might have been Saturday, I don't honestly remember. But we met our goal, and it's not okay. And I'm not okay with it. And so, long story short, it's been a lot harder than I thought it would be to deal with it. So that's basically where we're at on that home front. And I will make a separate, more on topic video about it later. But yeah, so that's pretty much what's going on. Is we're back to work and dealing with our ED recovery and car shopping, and I look awful. Anyways, but so yeah. Anyways, so that's our update. We're back to work and we're hanging in there, and I hope everyone else is. I hope you guys are hanging in there too. And I will make that video later. I hope you guys are having a good night.